One day, as Buddha was sitting under a large tree, surrounded by his disciples, an angry man approached him. The man had heard about Buddha's teachings and was infuriated by them. He believed that Buddha was misleading people and causing them to abandon their traditional ways. The man's anger consumed him, and he was determined to confront Buddha and make him see the error of his ways. Without any hesitation, the man walked up to Buddha and began shouting insults. He called him a fraud, a hypocrite, and a fool. The man's face turned red with rage, and his voice echoed through the surrounding area. The disciples, taken aback by the man's aggression, looked to Buddha for guidance. Buddha, however, remained calm. He sat quietly, listening to the man's words, his expression serene and untroubled. He did not react with anger or defensiveness. Instead, he waited patiently for the man to finish his tirade. When the man finally stopped to catch his breath, Buddha looked at him with gentle eyes and asked, "If someone offers you a gift and you refuse to accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The question startled the man. He had not expected such a response. Confused, he replied, "The gift would still belong to the person who tried to give it." Buddha nodded and smiled. "Exactly," he said. "And so it is with your anger. You have offered it to me, but I do not accept it. Therefore, the anger remains with you." The man stood there, speechless. He realized that his anger had no power over Buddha, that it was only harming himself. The more he clung to his anger, the more it consumed him. In that moment, the man understood the futility of holding on to negative emotions. Buddha continued, "Anger, like any other emotion, is something we create within ourselves. It is not something that exists independently of us. When we choose to hold on to anger, we are the ones who suffer. But when we choose to let it go, we find peace." The man's anger began to dissolve, replaced by a sense of clarity and relief. He bowed to Buddha and thanked him for his wisdom. From that day forward, the man became one of Buddha's followers, dedicating himself to learning the art of letting go. This story illustrates the profound lesson that Buddha taught about the nature of emotions and the importance of letting go. We often hold on to negative feelings like anger, resentment, and fear, believing that they somehow serve us or protect us. But in reality, these emotions only cause us suffering. They prevent us from experiencing the peace and happiness that are our natural state. Letting go does not mean suppressing or denying our emotions. It means acknowledging them, understanding their root causes, and then releasing them. It means recognizing that we are not our emotions, that they do not define us. When we let go of our attachment to negative emotions, we free ourselves from their grip. Buddha's teaching on letting go extends beyond emotions. It applies to all aspects of life. We often cling to our possessions, our relationships, our identities, and our beliefs, fearing that without them, we will be lost. But this attachment only creates suffering. Everything in life is impermanent, and the more we try to hold on to things, the more we resist the natural flow of life. To let go is to trust in the process of life. It is to have faith that everything unfolds as it should, that there is a higher wisdom at work. When we let go, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. We allow life to flow through us, unimpeded by our fears and attachments. The story of Buddha and the angry man is a reminder that we have the power to choose how we respond to the challenges and difficulties we face. We can choose to hold on to our anger and resentment, or we can choose to let go and find peace. The choice is ours, and the more we practice letting go, the more we cultivate a sense of inner calm and contentment. In today's fast-paced and often stressful world, the lesson of letting go is more relevant than ever. We are bombarded with information, opinions, and expectations from all sides. It is easy to become overwhelmed and weighed down by the pressures of modern life. But by embracing the wisdom of Buddha, we can learn to let go of what does not serve us and focus on what truly matters. Letting go is not a one-time event. It is a continuous practice, a way of life. It requires mindfulness, self-awareness, and a deep understanding of the nature of reality. But the rewards are immeasurable. When we let go, we find freedom, peace, and joy. We discover our true selves, unburdened by the weight of unnecessary attachments. So the next time you find yourself holding on to anger, fear, or any other negative emotion, remember the story of Buddha and the angry man. Ask yourself, to whom does this anger belong? And then, with compassion and wisdom, let it go. This story and its teachings resonate deeply with the core principles of mindfulness and self-compassion that are central to Buddhist philosophy. The lesson of letting go is timeless and can be applied to every aspect of our lives, bringing us closer to true inner peace and happiness.